When you think of the origins of the world's most powerful music, you don't picture sunny beaches or glamorous Hollywood studios. You picture this: smoke, steel, concrete, and the deafening, rhythmic pound of heavy machinery. Welcome to Birmingham, England, a working-class industrial titan. It was grim, it was bleak, and the air tasted like iron. But from the ashes of post-World War II factories, this city didn't just build cars and weapons, it built a sonic revolution. Today we are traveling to the exact geographic coordinates where heavy metal was born. This is the story of how the darkest city in England infected the entire world.
Now this is metal! Heavy, ugly!
To understand the sound of metal, you have to understand the environment. In the late 1960s, if you were a young man growing up in the Birmingham neighborhood of Aston, your future was practically written in stone. You were going to work in a factory, period. The city was notoriously loud. Giant metal presses stamped sheet metal all day and night. That relentless, heavy, mechanical rhythm seeped into the subconscious of the local youth. Among them were four guys named Ozzy Osbourne, Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, and Tony Iommi. You know them as Black Sabbath, but back then they were just working-class kids trying to escape a life of manual labor. And then tragedy struck. On his very last day working at a sheet metal factory, a 17-year-old Tony Iommi suffered a horrific accident. A massive machine came down and sliced off the tips of his middle and ring fingers on his fretting hand. For a guitar player, this was a death sentence. Doctors told him he would never play again, but Tony refused to quit. He melted down plastic bottles, covered them in leather, and made homemade prosthetics for his fingers. But the standard guitar strings hurt too much to press down. So he did something radical. He tuned his guitar strings down, making them looser and easier to bend. By detuning the strings, the guitar produced a thicker, lower, and vastly more menacing tone. It sounded like the factories of Birmingham. It sounded heavy. Without that industrial accident, heavy metal as we know it would not exist. Having a heavy guitar tone was one thing, but what were they going to play? In 1969, the world was listening to Peace, Love, and the Beatles. But in the gray, bombed-out ruins of post-war Birmingham, the hippie dream meant absolutely nothing. One day, bass player Geezer Butler noticed a massive line of people outside a local cinema, waiting to see a horror movie. He had an epiphany. If people pay money to be scared by movies, why wouldn't they pay to be scared by music? They began writing lyrics about war, paranoia, the occult, and political corruption, the real horrors of the working class. Musically, they utilized something called the tritone, a dissonant musical interval so unsettling that in classical times it was nicknamed the Devil's Interval. When they combined Tony Iommi's detuned, factory-crushing riffs with Geezer's dark lyrics and Ozzy's haunting wail, they created the blueprint for an entire genre. The doom, the sludge, the sheer weight of metal was born right there in the Birmingham rain. Sabbath created the weight, but the evolution didn't stop there. Just a few miles away, in the neighboring industrial areas of Birmingham, another beast was waking up. If Black Sabbath was the sound of a slow, creeping doom, Judas Priest was the sound of a roaring motorcycle engine. Judas Priest took the Birmingham heaviness and stripped away the leftover blues influences. They introduced the blazing twin-lead guitar attack and pushed the tempo. And crucially, frontman Rob Halford introduced the iconic look of heavy metal. The leather, the chains, and the metal studs, heavily inspired by the underground scenes he frequented. The city's DNA was undeniable. Years later, Birmingham would continue to birth extremity. Bands like Napalm Death emerged from this very same area to invent grindcore, pushing speed and aggression to absolute inhuman limits. The industrial innovators Godflesh took the literal sound of the city's machines and turned it into a crushing musical landscape. Birmingham was a factory that just kept producing steel. Today, heavy metal is a global phenomenon. It has conquered stadiums in South America, arenas in Europe, and underground clubs in Asia. It has splintered into thrash, death, black, and metalcore. But no matter how fast, how heavy, or how extreme the music gets, its roots all trace back to the same place: a gray, working-class city in the heart of England. A place where the sky was dark, the work was hard, and the factories never slept. Birmingham didn't just give us heavy metal. It gave the outcasts of the world a voice. What do you think is the second most important city in heavy metal history? The Bay Area in California? Gothenburg in Sweden? Let us know in the comments below. If you want more metal history and deep dives into the dark world of rock, hit that subscribe button, crush the like, and we'll see you in the pit. Stay heavy!